going on, everyone? Welcome back to a new video. My name is of course Paul. Today we're taking a look at this 2006 Range Rover Vogue 3.6 litre diesel. Without further ado, let's jump in and let's take it for a spin. Okay, so now you join me inside the Range Rover. It's so comfortable. It's almost like sitting on your couch. It's that comfortable. It's really roomy. To be honest with you, it reminds me of driving the SUVs over in the States. It's that roomy. Engine size on this is a 3.6 litre diesel engine, capable of 272 horse. 0 to 62 is in around 7.6 to 8.2 seconds. It's surprisingly quick for a car of this size. As soon as you put your foot down, there's definite power there, and it just literally wants to go. The interior, you know, you got leather seats, heated leather. You got a heated leather steering wheel with a load of buttons on it. The horns, silver buttons, basically. I've got a story about going to the Range Rover showroom and sitting in one of the newer ones and not knowing what they were and push one, and the horn went off, which was funny for me, but not funny for them. It's surprisingly easy to drive as well. It's obviously it's an automatic gearbox. You have got the semi where you just slip it over to the side, and you've got manual control up and down, but no paddle shifts. It's very easy to drive this car. It's very wallowy, very wafty, as you know, because it's so big, but its engine and stuff like that just carries this along. It just literally glides. It's superb. I love it. I did nearly buy it, but more on that to come a bit later on. You've got loads of like little storage and cubby holes everywhere. Your electronic handbrake, which obviously in a car this old you don't normally expect to find. You've got all your driver modes, and of course one that I find that interesting is the cactus mode. So I don't know whether you park up next to a cactus, you'd have to put it in that mode, you know, in case it falls over. So as you can see, I've parked right next to a cactus, and so far so good. So now moving on, as well as all your modes, you've got all your heating controls, a very nice Range Rover clock, your heater vent, and then you move up to the infotainment screen. Now it does have a reverse camera. It's not great, it's not the best, but at the end of the day, you know, it's a 14-year-old car. You know, potato cameras were a legit thing back then. And parking sensors all round, and it also has a television in the front. So you just click television and you can watch normal TV while you're out and about. I don't think you can do it while you're driving, but while you're stationary you can watch TV. Loads of cubby holes on the passenger side, your glove box, and then the box above that. Loads and loads of storage in here. There's tons of it. You've got the nice piano black around the heater vents and the light controls. Same on the passenger side. Electric windows front and back. This is a lot of car for £5,000. Your road tax, however, £520 a year. That's a bit of a kick in the teeth. £520 a year to tax this car. Then you got your insurance on top of that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a cheap car for what it is. I mean, for £5,000, what other car out there that could you get with this type of luxury in it? It's done 123,000 miles, but to be honest with you, of an engine of this calibre, at around 80,000, it's probably just breaking in. It still feels new, it feels tight, it's really nice. It's still a great car, no matter what way you look at it. Yeah, it's done 123,000 miles, but it's still really good to drive. But now, as to like what it's like to live with, now I've only had it for a day or two, where I've been able to drive around in it. It demands attention. No matter where you go, people will stop and stare. I was driving through back to work a couple of days ago in this, and as I was driving back, a guy literally stopped on as he was walking and looked at the car. You'd think it was a supercar just drove past, and it wasn't. I was in this. That baffled me, literally baffled me as to what was going on. I was like, I can't really comprehend what's going on here. At the end of the day, it's a 2006 Range Rover, and people will stop and people will stare, and it's just insane. It's insane that people will stop and stare at a car that is this old. You know, people will obviously ask questions about it. People want to know about the car. I've had people ask me a good couple of questions while I've been out and about, just driving around. So the car did nearly become a permanent feature on the channel. I was very tempted to buy it myself. It is up for sale for roughly around £5,000. It's done 123,000 miles. It's got a full MOT. and it was very nearly a full feature on this channel. I was tempted to buy it as a second car, and as well as the Cougar and stuff like that, it would have been a third car if you look at it that way. But we were going to have it as a third car, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, right, okay, I do want to eventually have a bit of a fleet, not like an insane fleet, but a nice, good couple of selection of cars. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, I'm spending £5,000 on a car that potentially is going to sit in the driveway for God knows how long, and who knows when I'll drive it next. I mean, I could drive it over the weekend, I could not drive it, it could just sit up for months and months on end, and I'm paying out £500 for the privilege of it. The more I thought about it, the more I thought maybe it's not for me. Maybe it's not really much more I can say apart from the fact that I am a bit gutted that I probably won't be buying this. It's going to do someone really better. I mean, this is an amazing car. £55,000 brand new to now being worth £5,000 almost, what, 14 years later. You can't say fairer than that. I mean, £5,000 for a car of this size, this calibre, with this interior. I do wish it had a darker interior. That's the only one downside for me personally. Obviously it won't be for everybody, but for me, I just feel that if it had a dark interior, dark roof lining, it'd be the perfect car. And of course, no matter where you park it, it does look really good. It looks the part. You could park this in a town car park and it sticks out a mile. People do stop, they do stare at this car. The other thing to consider as well is a car this old is it's going to cost a lot more to repair than your average car, because of obviously the fact that it is a Land Rover. It's a Range Rover, but it's made by Land Rover. It is going to cost a lot more to repair than just your average normal used car. But at the end of the day, if you manage to get one of those online warranties, or the one over the phone, you're not really going to have any issues, to be honest with you. As long as you've got yourself covered, you're not really going to have many issues anyway. Now, do I think it's worth buying? 100%. I do think this car is worth buying. At the end of the day, it is a 2006 Range Rover Vogue. It's a 3.6 litre diesel, 272 horse. It does move. It doesn't sound like your average diesel out there, and these normally sound like tractors. Your average other diesel car of this old sounds horrendous, but this doesn't. It sounds fantastic. You don't hear much road noise at all from the car. Quite surprising given the size of this windscreen, but you don't really hear much road noise at all. The windows are thicker than your normal car. You have got a sunroof. So as you can see in the interior, there's lots and lots of room inside the front here. This is the front passenger. Driver's side, there's loads of space in there. The captain's seats are amazing. Moving through the back right here, as you can see, plenty of room for the rear seat passengers. The back is also heated as well, just to let you know that. Also vents there for controlling the air. You can control your own air through the back here, like a dual zone climate control. And then moving around the back of the car, you've got a split tailgate, which is fantastic for, say you want to go out for a picnic one day. Drop the tailgate, sit on the back, get a nice location, nice view, and you're good to go. There's not an awful lot more I can say apart from the fact that, do I think it's worth it? 100%. If you're in the market for a used car right now and you're looking at spending around £5,000, maybe if you think, I can stretch my budget a little bit, you pay your road tax monthly or whatever, rather than going for that run-of-the-mill Mondeo, get yourself a nice Range Rover. Yeah, it might be a bit of a cost to run it, but I mean, imagine pulling this up outside your house every day. It is like a block of flats anyway, but imagine pulling up outside your house every day, innit? It's MPG. On a good run, you're probably talking upwards of 20 plus for the mile per gallon. And then your lower end, your city round town driving, the car does think about 16. But obviously, if you're giving it a bit of a volley in, you may be looking at somewhere in single digits. But you're not going to volley this car at the end of the day. You're going to drive it nice. You're going to just cruise everywhere. People are going to notice it. That's what it's all about. The tyres on this, you're probably talking anywhere from £100 to £150 to replace the tyre for a brand new one. You could go down the route of the part worn, but for a brand new tyre, you're probably talking about £100 to £150. So that's your average of your running costs, at least, for what this car is. And then also what you've got is you've got like an airbag style suspension. It can higher itself up and it can lower itself down. It does look good in its low mode. I do like low cars. You know, you can higher this, raise it, you can raise it up, lower it down, and of course you've got it, the fact that it's a 4x4, you can go off-road with it. So guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Huge thanks to the owner, Dave, for lending me the car. He's a good friend of mine, but the car might actually be for sale. If you want any more info on it, drop it in the DMs, Instagram, Twitter, and I'll get back to you and let you know what he says. But for now, that's going to do it. This has been the 2006 Range Rover Vogue, 3.6 litre diesel, V8. So thanks so much for watching. Drop a like if you liked it, subs if you loved it, turn those notifications on, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy everyone, I'll see you all soon.